Welcome back. Women in Management, Business and Public Service, Unveils, have held its 15th annual lecture in Lagos titled "Who Said So? Changing the Status Quo." Adopting the theme for the International Women's Day, Balance for Better, the lecturer for the day challenged women to develop themselves to reach their highest potential. Our correspondent, Mary Alale Yusuf, was there and has this report.
The hall is filled with women from different walks of life. It's the 15th annual Unveils lecture, and as usual, they expect to share strategies of success in the changing landscape of today's world.
Every time you fail, you learn something new. But when you don't try, you haven't moved from where you are. You are maintaining status quo in a state of failure.
A moderator fields questions arising from the lecture given by the CEO of Terra Culture, Mrs. Bolanle Austin Peters, which challenges women to face their doubts and detractors who say they cannot achieve their dreams.
What our society, our African society, tells us about the role of women.
When we're in school, we're higher scorers than they are. But when we come out, because of our childbearing age, some of us have to pull out of work, but come back doubly. Don't give up. Don't let society hold you down. And don't let religion hold you down.
On questions of how a woman can find balance while juggling career, family, and other responsibilities, Mrs. Austin Peters asks women to get help and draw on their God-given compassion.
We really want to know genuinely, like the younger girls want to know how. Like, how are you balancing it?
In terms of children, I was fortunate. I could employ labor. We have to be kinder. All the people that worked with me, I ensured all the girls that served me when my children were growing up, all of them went to university. I paid for them to go to school and become graduates.
Executives of Unveils feel justified in organizing and attending this meeting.
I love the fact that she used many real-life examples to explain to us how, when you have a vision and a dream in your heart, you have to just keep on going.
The question, who said so, is supposed to be a wake-up call to draw you out of doubt and insecurity and say, who said you can't go to school?
The CEO of Terra Culture, who is also the founder of Bolanle Austin Peters Productions, a theatre and movie production company, believes both men and women can excel side by side. Men may not have the extra responsibilities of childcare and homemaking besides their careers like women do, but the lecturer today insists that drawing meaningful people into one circle and adding value to others both at home and at work will go a long way to smoothing the journey to success. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
The Tony Elumelu Foundation has unveiled over 3,000 young African entrepreneurs for the 2019 cohort of the foundation's flagship entrepreneurship program. Making the announcement in Abuja, the founder, Mr. Tony Elumelu, explained that the idea behind the initiative is to impact positively on humanity.
Continent on entrepreneurship.
Now in its 5th year, the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program is playing host to several partners who are joined by the wife of the President, Mrs. Aisha Buhari. They are here to witness the unveiling of the latest beneficiaries of the initiative. The $100 million commitment, which seeks to empower 10,000 young Africans over a period of 10 years, is taking on new partners who will in turn take on some of the entrepreneurs that emerge from the program.
Governments, international development organizations, foreign missions realize that entrepreneurship is the one sustainable way to transform the African economic terrain.
For the 2019 edition, 216,000 applications were submitted from 54 African countries. However, only 3,050 applicants were successful, representing 42% female and 58% male. The founder of the foundation, Mr. Tony Elumelu, is marking his 56th birthday, and the testimonies that have trailed the program are much more appealing.
We have seen testimonies of people, especially some from far northern states, talk about how they have denounced certain practices because there's now economic opportunities for them.
And then the announcement, as the successful applicants who are not here are contacted via mail.
Stand up, going live right now. For the
The presence of the wife of the president serves as a moral booster as she makes a case for more female inclusion in the program.
The emergence of women in several profession, male-dominated environments give us hope that this achievement is a pointer to the capability of the Nigerian and African woman. And I would like to take this opportunity to encourage Nigerian women, particularly from the North, to apply to the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program.
In the last 4 years, the foundation has empowered 4,470 African young entrepreneurs with a $25 million investment.
Have a handshake, does a handshake.
Procter & Gamble is celebrating the achievement of its 2020 goal of delivering 11 billion liters of clean drinking water through its non-profit Children's Safe Drinking Water program. The company is intensifying its effort to help provide clean drinking water to more people by delivering 25 billion liters of water worldwide by 2025. This was mentioned at the 2019 World Water Day event held in the nation's capital, Abuja, in partnership with a global citizen to find a lasting solution to the shortage of potable water in Nigeria.
Safe and available water is a necessary basic human need for consumption or domestic or commercial purposes. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 844 million people globally do not have access to clean drinking water. To help reduce this figure, Procter & Gamble donate water treatment facilities to rural communities.
We really have to get some meaty information so that we can now...
Gathered here at the Transcorp Hilton in the Federal Capital Territory are partners working with Procter & Gamble to deepen the impact of its global Children's Safe Drinking Water program.
It was nearly 20 years ago that P&G laundry scientists decided to tackle one of the world's biggest challenges. A lack of clean water, which at that time, 2 decades ago, was affecting several billion people around the world. And so through their innovation, in some very small sachets, our Children's Safe Drinking Water program was born. In 2004, with the help of more than 150 valued partners, we began raising awareness and also providing the power of clean water to children and families all around the world.
While the private sector has a key role to play, the Nigerian government discloses its own agenda.
Another major initiative of the ministry is the Partnership for Expanded Water, Sanitation and Hygiene PWASH program, which was initiated in 2016, targeted at the rural areas with the aim of eliminating open defecation and achieving 100% access to water, sanitation and hygiene.
So far, in Nigeria, P&G has provided 240 million liters of water to Nigerians and has set a new goal of providing 25 billion liters of clean drinking water to families worldwide by 2025.
A national action plan on water, where the minister has shared a vision of ensuring that you have clean water access, particularly in the rural areas, by 2030. Now, this in itself analyzes the problem, highlights some solutions, and there is the intent and the political will to ensure that this is driven. And we have seen some of that progress in the states, as highlighted by Cross River, Edo, as well as Ondo states.
In the next 6 years, it's expected that Procter & Gamble will have been able to achieve its own target and help to reduce the water deficit across the world.
Like we've heard,
SEC is simplifying the process of transmitting shares. Kayode has details of that and other stories on Business News.
You First. First Bank.
Well, that's right, Melinda, and you're welcome to Business News. The Securities and Exchange Commission says it is making progress with simplifying the process of shares transmission to the next of kin of deceased shareholders. Now, this revelation formed part of discussions at the first Capital Market Committee meeting for this year. According to the acting DG of the Commission, Ms. Mary Uduk, the implementation of the new process will deepen the capital market and reduce cases of unclaimed dividends. She says the Commission is partnering the Lagos State Probate Registry on the process and will soon embark on enlightenment programs for the public. The draft framework for the implementation of the Electronic Initial Public Offering project, which will improve issuance processes and encourage more investor participation, was also presented at the meeting. Access Bank and Diamond Bank are not legally operating as one just yet, but the visual signs of the corporate union are expected to become clearer from April the 1st. This is according to a statement released today by the Managing Director of Diamond Bank, Mr. Uzoma Dozie, who explained that the merger has resulted in a new brand that fuses the two lenders together as one of Africa's largest banks by number of customers. The statement says the business combination will expand the footprint of Access Bank in 12 countries across 3 continents, providing financial products for international trade. Rwanda continues to make progress in sustaining high and inclusive growth, largely driven by robust activity in all sectors of its economy. The East African country recorded real GDP growth of 8.6% in 2018, ample food supplies and low inflationary pressures. In a recent report, the International Monetary Fund notes that Rwanda's fiscal performance for the first half of the 2018 and 2019 fiscal year has been consistent with agreed targets. The Bretton Woods Organization projects a strong 7.8% growth this year and up to 8% in the medium term for the country. The Rwandan government and the IMF have reached preliminary agreement on the implementation of its national strategy for transformation, which will strengthen investment inflows, diversify exports with a more resilient agricultural sector. Let's now head over to the stock market, where it was a decent trading day at the local stock in a week that was largely dominated by negative sentiment. The key indicator managed a positive 82 basis points %, which was a gain at the close of the session. Let's now join Layo Adegoke, who has a summary of the day's transactions.
Welcome to the Stock Market Report. The third trading week in March ended on a positive note at the domestic bourse, with investors regaining appetite for stocks that suffered major sell pressure in previous sessions. The benchmark index had recorded 4 sessions of losses. However, the RC managed to return to the 31,000 level, gaining 0.84%. The reversal in the negative trend was driven largely by the industrial goods sector, which sustained the upbeat tempo, advancing 1.72%. The insurance and banking sector also contributed to the change, adding 1.46% and 1.37% each. But oil and gas still came in a negative 0.36%. The equities value also experienced significant improvement at a higher 11.612 trillion naira. Of course, the big names in the banking sector, Access, Zenith and GT Bank, were the most actively traded. At the end of the session, over 230 million shares worth 2.61 billion naira were traded in more than 3,000 deals. All these ahead of next Monday and Tuesday's MPC meeting of the Central Bank. And that's it on the Stock Market Report. I'm Layo Adegoke. Back to you, Kayode.
Thank you, Layo. On the global scene, all major stock futures on Wall Street slumped in early trade today, and this followed a similar drag down of leading stock market indices in Europe as purchasing managers index readings weakened both in America and in Europe. Here are the figures. Well, that's business news for tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Kayode Okikiolu. It's now back to you, Melinda.
You first. First Bank.
Many thanks, Coyote. Still ahead on the news at 10. And coming from our London bureau is Around the World in 5. You get details when we return. Stay with us.